as well. Hi, Brianna. Yeah, Brianna Nordstrom. Just trying to mute everyone. It's giving me a... There we go. All right. I'm gonna mute all. Yes. All right. Just so you know, everyone's muted at this point. If you want to chat or whatever at the end, I'm going to open up for some questions if we have time. But really, what I'm going to do is, really get to the point because we have a limited amount of time because we could talk forever. Now, those of you that don't know, and also just so you know for your team members and whatnot, this is recorded, but I am Beth Bandy. I am your Triple Diamond upline with Team We Got This, and you should definitely be on that page. If you are not on that page, you need to be on that page. Only because it will always be a constant chain of communication. I'm sure you may have other pages, or you may decide to take on that leadership role and make that happen for yourselves as well. That's fine, but make sure that your other team members know, because there are times that you will get overwhelmed, or you will wonder what's going on, or you will need advice. So it's good to kind of know what's going on so you know who's engaged and who to reach out to, especially with your immediate upline. But I kind of wanted to throw this Zoom, and I was kind of hoping that my upline kind of magically hopped on here because I let her know I was having this. But I really wanted to, first of all, most of you know me, but I'm just going to share my story pretty quickly. And it's more powerful this time of year because many people who've been in this business for a while are probably thinking, great, Beth, we really came to this Zoom for some inspiration. Yes, Amy, I see the wine. I have my Captain Morgan and Diet Mountain Dew. Don't coach me on my diet aspartame problem. We'll talk about that later if you really want to. Honestly, I joined this business this time of year. Believe it or not, somebody brought me in this time of year. I don't believe it because I'm not going to lie. This is going to be my 5th year anniversary coming up on September 27th, the day after my birthday. Yes, I'm going to be 36 years old, and the business is at least keeping me young because most of you are younger than me. Me and Amy are like the veteran lifer people, right? But I joined just because somebody kept messaging me. Michelle Aho, my upline, who did not give up, who was very uncomfortable at that point in her business, had just reached Ruby and, was being helped by her sister-in-law somewhat so she could get where she needed to be and blah, blah, blah. She had that luxury. And oh my gosh, her husband was using her Facebook to message me because she was afraid to follow up because she worried about what people thought, and she knew who I was. She knew I'd be awesome at this. She knew about the opportunity, but her belief level wasn't there. Her skill level in her mind for follow-up wasn't there. So her husband, who's an insurance agent, knew, oh my God, Beth's going to be awesome at this. I'll keep messaging her. I see it, so he did. And I didn't know that it was him being her. And I just, things were going on in my life, and it was a big time timing thing. I really was going, oh my gosh, like, this sounds so hokey. They were messaging me about a business opportunity. Yay, business opportunity. Well, I'm making really good money in corporate America right now. They're feeding me the Kool-Aid. I have benefits. I'm doing everything I should do when I grow up. I got my education and, but in the back of my mind, I wasn't happy. I was living someone else's dream, and I really wasn't growing anymore because things were shifting. So at the time that they reached out to me, it really was a major timing in my life that I was willing to listen. And that's what so many people do not realize, because they either can't get over themselves or they're worried about what people think, and you're holding yourself back. Because for me, I didn't care. I just remembered Michelle and Derek were really nice people. And finally, after the fourth time, I said, screw it. I'm going to go. I have the day off. So I actually showed up on my birthday, believe it or not, because I took my birthday off. It was a Monday. And I remember, I'll never forget, I didn't really tell anybody else I was going. And I said, I'm going to go. And I just went and showed up. Like, it felt weird. I'm not going to lie. The whole time I was nervous, and the whole time I was hoping that it wasn't some pyramid scheme. I mean, this is everything that was in my mind. Remember, I'm that girl who came from a, very structured, this is what you do when you graduate high school, you go to college and you do this. I worked at corporate America. So pyramid scheme, right? So I'm thinking, gosh, I hope it's not. Gosh, I hope it's not. Like, that's what's going in my mind. Like, because I'm thinking maybe he wants me to run his insurance office. Maybe he wants me to do this. Maybe, I'm thinking, I'm curious. So I go in there, and of course, Michelle, sweet little thing. Derek kind of like helps her out, because I could tell she's like really nervous, and I'm going, oh God. And nice old Beth, which, she's still here. Thankfully, I'm allowed to be her still, is like, okay, let's hear it. She brings it out. And then she told me enough, and I never even knew what the heck we were going to sell. She just kind of started rambling, and at that point we didn't even have a party pad. If you're a black and white or green person that needs that, we just had like some catalogs and steps to success. This is what you do. And by the way, they were different then. So she's just showing me like, oh yeah, and then we have these greens, like, and I could tell she's not even bought on the wrap, because she finally, at the end of the conversation, I'm not kidding you, I was there like 4 hours, because I'm that person that just ends up, I'm like a major personality that talks a lot, but lets people talk a lot. Thus why I have to have like coaching sessions that are controlled. I was like, okay, cool. She's giving me the wrap. She already told me like she knows these people, and all it stuck in my head was there was this like car bonus thing, which that would help me, even though I'm making really good money, because I was making 75 grand a year. But let's face it, people, like, that is not a lot in America. We live paycheck to paycheck, no matter what. Like, we are never debt free unless we really have so much money that we just can give back and do so many things. And typically many things limit you. So yeah, I was making good money, but at the same time, things were happening at my organization. Well, she didn't know that. But when she heard me say what I was making, I felt the doubt, like, ooh. But she told me her sister-in-law is making $12,000 a month. And I thought, wow, really? But then I thought, oh, well, her husband's like a chiropractor. Like, I'm sure they're really smart people. They probably just know a lot of people. I'm sure this isn't for me. So anyway, long story short, finally, after like forever, I go home. Like, she didn't even ask me like, hey, you want to join? I didn't get wrapped. Nothing. I just went home with the wrap. And she acted like it was gold. Like, I'm giving you this for free. Happy birthday. And I'm like, okay, what do I do with this thing? And I had gastric bypass surgery in the past. So I tried everything to lose weight. I've gotten my guts rearranged. So I know the drill, and so I'm like, okay, this is hokey. So I end up going, oh my gosh, guess what? And thank you, Crystal. Yes, always screenshot when you're on a Zoom. Stun it on Facebook. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. I can't wait to try this. So I go home, and remember, it's my birthday. Like, I feel like, ooh, so I try it out, and I had just lost over 100 pounds. So on my stomach, I'm like I don't know, is this really working? Like in my mind, I'm very skeptical, not going to lie. And at that point, we were supposed to measure. I didn't have measuring tape. I'm using like the string, and I didn't know you were supposed to measure in 3 spots. I mean, there were so many things I did wrong. But why on earth did I kind of go, I think it kind of did work. And my boyfriend at the time, he comes out and he's like, I think it kind of did. Like, but I don't care because like I want to try it, and good old me. Okay, you know what? Screw it. She was like so all about me signing up. I'm just going to go and sign up. It's $99. I'm going to get the wraps. And then I signed up and I was like, ooh, well, I'm getting paid. I'm like, and I can get this booster package at the time. I mean, I went for the gusto because that's me. I'm kind of risky. I'm like the Donald Trump of freaking whatever world. So I went for it and I was like, whatever, I'm going to be broke next paycheck, but I went for it. So I got the booster package. I actually spent $600. Did she even know I was doing it? No, I went online. I signed up and then I called her, and this was the very next day. Like I couldn't quit thinking about it and I didn't know why. And I knew, and he was like, well, so what, Beth? My sisters will probably do it. And I was like, yeah, they're kind of suckers. I'm like, because I'm not targeting my family because they're like me and like 10 times, 20 million times worse skeptical. I'm like the black sheep crazy one. So no, they're not going to listen to me and I'm not even going to tell them I'm doing it. So I went, I got it. Long story short, go to work. Everybody wants it. Like all I said is I wrapped on my day off because they asked me. So had a party and that's where it sparked. I realized this was like something that was fun and exciting and something to market. And I got a little bit of hope that I could help people. And at that point, it wasn't even all about the money. But my first party, I made over $200 off of these wraps. I was already making my money back, and other people wanted parties. And all I could talk about was, you know what, on Facebook, I just blasted that I've got all of these wraps. Met with Michelle again, because at that point, she then was persistent and used her husband's business skills to say, let's do a meeting. Let's strategize how we can come up with more business. So needless to say, that's exactly what happened. And here I am today. Within that first few months, I got no distributors. All I did was party and get loyal customers. We had no Ruby bonus. We had nothing really to shoot for. And at that point in time, my belief level was not there. I had to really feel that this was for me before I even thought about signing someone up to join and sell it. I mean, what's the point? January came, boom. And you know why? Because I reached out to people. I had no idea that there were, supposed seasons in the business, and summer typically, just so you guys know, gets slower. That's why they do the cruise promotion. They do things to try to boost things up, because no matter what, most of our products have to do with weight loss. So it's a mindset, as with anything, and we fall in love with the business because of the wrap. And so then we get kind of lost in that world of, oh, well, I've got my kids. We come up with excuses. So we all have done that. And here we are today. Like, we're looking to ramp up. Monday is Labor Day. And I'm going to point something out to you guys, because we all go through seasons in this business. And myself, I can't even tell you how many seasons, because, I've gone through relationships. I have had a baby. I have quit my corporate America job that, people were walked out of anyway later. I am no longer a puppet to people. And I want to share something with you guys. This summer, I was so displaced and just kind of like, you know what? I've enrolled so many different people. I try to help them. I try to coach them. I don't know what to do. I wish I could just make them understand this and just be Beth. But I don't even know what I do. That I just have this demeanor with people. And sometimes it's to that point, like I can do so much online and get so much done. When I do face-to-face stuff, I learned like, wow, I'm like there for like 3 or 4 hours because they like me too much. And that's just not time effective for me and my family. And I know some of you can relate, and others of you have the right personality and persona to be able to cut it off. And you're like, I don't even know what you're talking about, Beth, because these people aren't even showing up to a party. Well, the whole reason why I know these things is because I've done so much and I've tried so many things and I've reflected and I have beat myself up, but then I've also picked myself back up and kept going. And I've always plugged in. I've always paid attention. But this past, I checked out for a while, and guess what? I still got a paycheck because I went triple diamond within 11 months in the company and have had leaders quit on me several times, meaning I've rebuilt that status several times. And, I'm sorry, but that always is going to force one to look in the mirror, especially when I'm still here today preaching my story. But listen, because you guys need to know. And now I'm getting emotional again, and that's probably why you love me, because that's what I do. Listen to this. I go on Indeed.com. Listen to what I was able to say, but yet how many 10 million phone calls I get. Triple Diamond Leader. It Works Global. Bradenton, Florida. October 2011 to present. Let me collect myself. Recruit, coach, inspire, and train new team members gathered through marketing locally and online via social media. I've grown an organization of over 2,200 team members, which now it's almost at 23, by the way. 12,000 loyal customers, which I think it's more than that, but I just threw it out there. Through network marketing, I conduct team Zooms via online. I never have done this before, this business. Make instructional videos and encourage new ways to generate new business while focusing on retaining current. I run this business remotely and have developed flexibility to do it all online currently as I am available. I also present to large groups as needed for training, new business, and team member retention. Have done both in person and online. I've built my organization from the ground up as I have not received any upline assistance, leads, placements, etc. And in parentheses, I put, important to know if you understand the compensation structure we're part of and how we build. I have also organized several events to include One Team, One Missions for the company and my team, online live events using Facebook Live and Zoom, and separate training groups virtually that focus on action steps, tasks, and overall team improvement through individual performance. I like to empower others to see their potential as well and assign them spotlight speaking coaching, sorry you guys, during these events so that they may grow as well. You guys, who would not read that and go, holy shit, I want to talk to her? Or the opposite, I need to figure out what the hell's going on with this. Like, I want to talk to her anyway. Like, I need in on this. My point is, I'm 5 years into the business. We all question ourselves. But you know what I've done differently? Because I've had so many people quit on me, whether it be personally, whether it be in this business, whether it be it not really being me. It's almost like they start getting frustrated because they can't be, but in reality, they're not facing the fact that they can be themselves and still do all of these things. And they quit. They're quitting on themselves. look at the value of this business. And, you know, you'll listen to corporate calls and they'll speak to belief value, and they'll speak to, you know, believing in the company and believing in things, and you've got to build your belief. Okay, by me reading this, most of the things here, I was very, very entry level on when I started. I will tell you, I was an enrollment manager for University of Phoenix before then, and I did have forward acting movement. I did do a lot of things where I've interacted with people. I had that type of experience, but this business and the resources that are provided to you and the support and the coaching and the people that are here and the things you can Google online and find out, if you really put them into practice and think bigger, you can make that happen. And anybody who talks to me, I can back this up, and they're not thinking anything of it. Because I'm not going to lie, I'm thinking, well, it's network marketing, you know. You've definitely got to put a good spin on it. People don't think it's real. Well, anyone who talks to me about this business and asks any questions, any open-ended, tricky questions, I have a situation for everything that I've encountered that would be such an asset to anyone in any other business. You can never get that anywhere else. I have my master's in business administration, human resource management specialization. I went to Michigan State University. I have my bachelor's. I didn't learn any of this crap. Like, oh my God. They just took my money and left me with a bunch of loans. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is huge alone. So I think a lot of us are beating ourselves up over nothing because that belief level, number one, is not there. And that's why you're here right now. And I want Crystal Cunningham to speak to this, and I'm going to unmute in just a sec. Crystal, all summer, and her and I will talk back and forth, and she'll message me, whatever, and she knows nothing of this or this enlightenment, but the other day she's like, Beth, we got to do something. We got to do a Zoom. You know, nobody's showing up. I don't know what to do. And I said, you know what? Schedule it. You know, screw it. And for me, I'm not going to lie, you guys, it's one of my strengths where right before I just kind of know how to just, okay, it's kind of like the big man just lays over me what I'm going to do and what I'm going to say. And it's straight from, because y'all, I can come on here and give you facts and figures and everything, but I already know. You've messaged me. You're not going back and implementing it. And if you are, you're not getting results and you're trying to figure out why. Do you have the best passion? And Crystal had so much passion and she was getting frustrated. And so she came to me. What type of place have you worked where you can go to someone and not think, oh my gosh, well, I want to tell Beth, like, what the hell are you doing? Get your head out of your ass. Our team needs you right now. We need to start doing some regularly scheduled Zooms. We need to get the show on the road because we're all like reaching and struggling. Like, she came to me and I said, you know what, Crystal? Yeah, okay. I'm not motivated right now, but I think that Zoom, that's going to help me. I said, let's do it. Let's do it. And so we scheduled it, and I want to ask Crystal, I want to ask you, really what prompted you to make that happen? And I'm trying to unmute you right now. If you can unmute yourself, great. But in the meantime, I'm doing it.
All right. I think I got it.
You did? Good.
All right. Well, I just kind of, obviously, like you said, I've always looked up to you, and I know that our entire team has as well. And I knew, like, I was trying to do Zooms with not only just like my team, but like everybody, but then like only 3 people would show up and I know that it's because like you are what holds our entire team together. And when people aren't seeing like the interaction from you and wanting to do these Zooms and stuff, that, people are kind of like, okay, well, that's not going to be on there. Like, I know that they're going to jump on when you're on here. So I
Yeah.
feel like that's just like, I feel like you like hold us all together.
Yeah. And that's the thing, you guys. When we do this, we're a team, and everybody has ideas and thoughts and whatnot. And you know what? Yeah, I'm going to listen to Crystal. I mean, she's going on videos. I mean, this girl is like telling people, you know what? My daughter's wearing lipstick. I don't care. There's bigger problems in the world. Like, yeah, they're not out on the freaking corner getting trafficked, like, yeah, we're in America. If you have a problem with it, I don't care. I'm going to delete you from my page because obviously you're not meshing with my audience. I'm in network marketing. Thank you. Bye. Like, she knows the need. She's willing to stick her head out there and do it, and here's the thing. It's so funny because I have like such a soft, like, oh, Beth demeanor. And Crystal's like, you know what? If you don't freaking show up, I don't freaking care. We are going to do this without you, and I don't care. But you know what? You're going to regret it because you're going to want advice, and I'm not going to answer you later because I'm not taking you seriously. Are you hearing me now? And you know what? At the end of the day, maybe you need to hear that. Because if you're worried about how she's saying it, it's probably because it's true. And that's the power of this. Anybody can do this, but so many get stuck at paying attention to things because it's not you. Oh, well, I can't be like Beth. She just knows what to say. Well, yeah, I know what to say. I've dealt with people for a really long time, but guess what? You have access to Beth. You have access to the skill level that employers will pay money for because they're looking for people who can coach. Like, we have that. You have access, but at the same time, you also have to put in that effort, like, this is a real business. You know why it's a real business? Because everything I read is what's going on in the world today, what people need to drive their profit, to drive their return on investment. I mean, I could go on with all these buzzwords that you don't even need to know because have you wrapped anybody in the last couple weeks? If you haven't, we don't even need to discuss this because where's your excitement and where's your belief level? And that's where it's at, because the beauty of this business for anyone is it's a numbers game. It really is. But in the meantime, while you're racking up these numbers, you're trial and error. Like, it's giving you experience that you would never get anywhere else. And there's people like myself and Crystal that will empower you to do this. Like, we don't always want to be the people talking, like, we will empower you to, if you've got 10 loyal customers this month and we see that you're leading the team, heck yeah, we're going to throw a Zoom and put you on the spot. Share your story. I know you're really nervous, but this is awesome experience. And when you're done, you feel so good and you just want to freaking like, oh my gosh, I can do one on my own. That's the power of it. Now, I know we've got 10 minutes, and what I'll probably end up doing is just going live into the group Facebook for a question and answer. But I want to kind of just give you a few quick tips. And then if you guys have questions or have anything, let me know just in the team page, and I'll answer them Facebook Live on there. Just because these Zooms, they last 30 minutes, and it's easier to cut it off in the recording and all that. And you'll learn as you start doing some of your own, and you're like, oh my gosh, okay, I get it, because they could last forever. Here's the thing. If you're looking to relaunch, and I don't care where you're at in this business, the best thing you can do is go into your eSuite. If you haven't done the training, great, go do it. You can find it. Go check with your upline. I'm not going to give you a step-by-step. But number 2, even more important, re-listen to this and take notes. Because you need to ask yourself, what would I do if I had the best-selling product on the market and I knew nobody? What should I do? Don't think about body wraps. Don't think about what I'm doing. Don't think about what Carrie's doing or Nicole's doing or anybody else is doing. Think if you had the Note 7 and you were given 100 of them and you know that it's popular and it's on the market. How would you market it? Because you need to unload them all. And you know people want that. You know they do. What would you do? How much would you sell it for? Why? If you really do this, I want you to send it to me, and I'm going to give you a little mini evaluation. I know we have a little bit over 30 people on here. I don't care, because I think it's so important for you to understand the value of just knowing what you have your hands on, because y'all are thinking that everybody's selling this crazy body wrap. They're not pushing it. The timing's off. They're not sticking with it long enough for that relationship to be built. And guess what? The Beths, the Nicoles, Nicole's been here with me at least about 4 years. The Amy's, she's been 4 years. Crystals, we're still talking about it on Facebook. People are going to go to us. We've built that brand and that validity. That happens, and then your skill level gets bigger, but getting complacent does not work. So think about something that's not a body wrap, because I think people get the mindset that like you're part of Mary Kay. You're not. People start a diet every Monday. We all have cellulite to attack. I gain the same damn 20 pounds over and over, and my guts are rearranged, people. I have had gastric bypass. Okay, you need to know that. And we have a business model that keeps coming out with new products too. Like, hello, we can get creative and be very consulting if you like to consult people even on a diet plan. But hello. And then you keep plugging in and you keep thinking bigger, and those little wins start becoming bigger wins and bigger wins and bigger wins, and more experience, more things that you have to offer to the world that cannot be taken away from you, and we're priceless. And shoot, half the people on here probably aren't even running their auto ship at this point in the game. Well, okay, you know, we are a distributor for an entire year, but I bet you might have to if you're actually working. So you've got to go there. But then number 2, in that E-Suite, yeah, the training, go ahead and plug into some calls besides this. Get in the habit of going back and listening to the corporate calls. And it's so easy to use a crutch to go onto Team We Got This page and say, where is it? It's on myitworksevents.com, or it's itworksevents.com, events.itworks.com. Like, you've got to get used to going to these sites, because the reason why you're not talking to people is you're afraid that you don't know the answers. You already have all the answers, and it's not going to Beth. It's not going to Amy. It's not going to Vanessa. You already have the answers. You just aren't confident enough, and that's why, because you're not doing it yourself. So stop lying to yourself and know all of that. And from there, if your excitement level's already there and you're like, whatever, Beth, I've heard you a million times, do this, I'm still stuck. Okay, we need to think outside the box. Where are we right now in this world? Let's see. There's a lot of things going on, and I don't watch the news much, but we have an election coming up in November. There's a lot of buzz around that. You could be really creative. You could have a wrap election result party. I mean, it could probably get pretty heated and fun, whatever, but a reason for people to come over besides just a wrap party. You can plan that. Maybe you could make it even a ladies' night, because the ladies don't want to be around their men, or plan a couples night and let's just all mingle and celebrate the US either way, patriotic night, and have the wraps there along with some other things. Collect some other vendors, start rubbing shoulders, seeing what's out there. And by the way, when you do join other companies, great, good for you, but it only hurts your branding and your belief level in the long run. We are different as to we are actually network marketing, so our compensation structure is different. We're not a party plan, so no, you're not making 40% off of a sale unless it's retail, but you do, and you do get those customers. Also, right now, back to school. Many of you have children. There's meetup.com. You can go on there, meetup.com, check out some things if you don't really know people. If you do, you need to, on that sheet of paper where you've got your Samsung Galaxy Note that's waterproof and everything else, because maybe you're going to look up the benefits before you start selling this thing. How are you going to do it, right? Write down everywhere you go in a day. Because I can relive my day. And guess what? Like, I'm not like going 10 million places, but I get up in the morning. We have a gas station on the corner. I go inside usually, like, because Jerry gets mad at me because I'm always chasing Diet Mountain Dew. I'm such a Diet Mountain Dew junkie. It's horrible, you guys. But I'll get it. And the lady behind the counter, I could write her name down. And there's always a new employee, write her name down. Do they really want to be working there forever? Maybe they just might want some products at first. Who knows? There's a little guy on the wheelchair every once in a while because his legs are amputated. He always waves at us. I'll buy him a 40. He knows a lot of people. I could probably tap into him, right? And that's just my visualization. And then I go to Laurel's bus driver, who, by the way, we got to know, and him and his wife are now loyal customers, all because I just added him to Facebook, and he was so nice. And then he had me come over, and I added all of his friends. I wrapped a bunch of them. Their pipeline, they're going to join. They're going to be wanting in on it because he's giving raving reviews. He's like the coolest guy ever. He's always giving me feedback and telling everyone, there's the bus garage. He can get me in there. Oh my gosh. And y'all might think that I'm very outgoing, but I actually keep to myself on purpose. I keep to myself because I make way too many friends, and it can be detrimental to me because it takes me off task of my life. And a lot of them just want to tell me all their problems and not be productive. So I'm selective, and this is what I'm coming up with. Y'all need to do that because you're not. You're ruling all those people out. This is going to end. Do those 2 tasks. Come up with a ladies' night. There's a file already in the files section I've made a million times. I'll tag y'all on it, on how to relaunch your business. But remember what I told you. I love you all. I can go live and do some Facebook questions.